In our series of History of, we analyze the stories of the Matrix characters, Agent Smith, the Architect, Seraph, and Cypher. Today is going to be about one of the most important characters in this universe, the man responsible for releasing the most humans from the Matrix, a leader of man, loved by many and despised by some, the legendary Morpheus. Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
The story of Morpheus begins within the simulation. Like most red pills, Morpheus caught the attention of the inhabitants of Zion when he was only a child. He was possibly a potential like the children in the Oracle's apartment. How do we know that Morpheus woke up when he was a child? Well, because the first time we meet Morpheus, he tells Neo that he spent his entire life looking for him.
That is why there are those of us who have spent our entire lives searching the Matrix, looking for him.
Morpheus also mentioned that they tend to wake up the imprisoned at a young age.
We never free a mind once it's reached a certain age. It's dangerous. The mind has trouble letting go.
Morpheus, having spent his life looking for Neo, and the red pill's rule of waking up only the young, leads us to the conclusion that Morpheus was freed from the simulation during his adolescence. In the Miller's Tale comic book, a young Morpheus is telling the story of the first inhabitants of Zion who grew wheat and baked bread. An interesting detail about this comic is that it depicts Morpheus as a natural leader from a young age, leading Zion rituals. He was beloved and respected by everyone, but the people's perception of Morpheus would later change. During his youth, he met another young red pill named Niobe. She was possibly Morpheus's first love. They both participated in the Zion rituals together, hinted by Niobe's recollection that Morpheus was a good dancer.
I remember you used to dance. I remember you were pretty good.
There are some things in this world, Captain Niobe, that will never change.
Something did change in their relationship, and this change was caused by the Oracle.
Niobe.
Captain Niobe?
She used to be with Morpheus. Now she's with Locke.
What happened?
Morpheus went to the Oracle. After that, everything changed.
Yeah, she can do that.
After Morpheus met the Oracle and was given the prophecy that he would find the savior of humanity, he changed from being a red pill to a fanatic of the Oracle's prophecy. Morpheus's story gets darker from here. In the book, The Art of the Matrix, there are many cut scenes from the film script that gives us a glimpse at what happened before the movie began. According to an earlier draft of the Matrix script, Morpheus thought that he had found the one 5 times before finding Neo. Each one of them died. Neo's predecessor was a man named Eddie. He was freed from the Matrix, but he still had someone important living in the simulation, his girlfriend. One night, Eddie entered the Matrix in secret to meet with his girlfriend, but he was caught by Smith and the other agents. After discovering what happened to Eddie, Morpheus had no choice but to unplug the man from the simulation before the agents could get any information out of him. And as you know, unplugging someone without them reaching an exit kills them. Smith asked Morpheus how many more had to die. "Hello, Morpheus." Silence. "You've lost another one. How many is that?" "I've lost count, but I'm sure you haven't." "This one?" He was weak, even weaker than the last. The phone crackles with static. "Will it be the next that finally gives you away? What did you expect? Fighting inevitability? No matter. It won't be long now. Every loss brings me closer to you, Morpheus. Closer to Zion." The line goes dead. Suddenly, Eddie's body seizes up. He reaches into the air, grabbing at nothing, screaming no. And then his body collapses, perfectly still, perfectly dead. In this version of the script, Cypher tells Neo about his 5 predecessors and what happened to them. He also warns him about Morpheus. "I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. Now don't tell him I told you this, but this ain't the first time Morpheus thought he found the one. Really. You bet your ass. It keeps him going. Maybe it keeps all of us going. How many were there?" 5. "Since I've been here." "What happened to them?" Dead. All dead. How? Honestly? Morpheus. He got them all amped up believing in bullshit. I watched each one of them take on an agent, and I watched each one of them die. Little piece of advice? You see an agent, you do what we do. Run. Run your ass off. Morpheus's obsession with finding the One drove Niobe away, who later forms a relationship with Locke. Morpheus's only focus was to find the One. His infamy in the Matrix grew and was classified as a most wanted criminal by the machines. Here the Matrix film begins. Morpheus and his crew are searching for the One. One of his crew members, Trinity, was also given a prophecy that connects her to the One. They eventually find Neo, and Morpheus is convinced that he is the One. Trinity believes it as well for more personal reasons. They awaken Neo from the Matrix. Morpheus teaches everything he needs to know and later takes him to meet the Oracle. Morpheus believed that the most important thing for humanity was the One, so he sacrificed himself so that Neo could escape the agents. Little did Morpheus know that by doing so, he gave Neo the courage to rescue him and finally become the One.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
How?
He is the One.
Morpheus witnessed the Oracle's prophecies coming true. However, this leader's story was just beginning. With the imminent threat of 250,000 Sentinels approaching Zion, Morpheus still believed in the prophecy and Neo. He was convinced that Zion was not in any danger. Regrettably, Neo's journey led him to the Architect and the horrifying discovery that the prophecy was a lie. It was nothing more than another system of control.
It was a lie, Morpheus. The prophecy was a lie. The One was never meant to end anything. It was all another system of control.
Morpheus found himself in a terrible situation. The realization that he had wasted his life following false prophecies and lies. His faith was shattered, and Morpheus did something he never did before. He doubted the Oracle.
After everything that has happened, how can you expect me to believe you?
I don't.
Regardless of the truth, Neo sacrificed himself to save humanity and fulfilled the prophecy. The last time we see Morpheus, he was holding Niobe in disbelief that the war had come to an end, that Neo had saved everyone. The Morpheus at the end of Matrix Revolutions is one who had lost all hope and trust in the Oracle. A truce was established between humans and machines. The people of Zion can now live in peace, and those who wish to leave the Matrix can do so without reprisal from the machines. The war did seem to be over. However, Morpheus wasn't satisfied. In Matrix Online, Morpheus requested the Oracle that Neo's body be returned to the people of Zion. The Oracle, as always, gave an ambiguous answer about what happened to the body, and it was not returned. Morpheus retaliated by attacking the simulation. In the end, he was killed by a hitman who was sent by the Merovingian. Now, there are parts of Morpheus' story that could become non-canonical or changed with the release of Matrix 4. His 5 mistakes in identifying the One before Neo are already considered non-canon because the scenes mentioning them were removed or changed in the movie, and the story of Matrix Online will most likely be removed from canon due to the game not being accessible or available, so Morpheus could return in the future. The life and alleged death of Morpheus, leader of the Red Pills, a believer turned skeptic who freed many humans from the simulation without knowing that he was a puppet of the Matrix. But do you agree? What did you think about the history of Morpheus? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.